So 5 years ago, our church said, we are going to lean in to this violence. We're going to figure this out. We're going to do something to stop and do a little part. If the church doesn't, who will? We start a Lawndale Christian Peace Initiative. And we are looking for the most at risk per se. We don't like to use that word, but just for this group to understand. So we had 20 young, quote unquote, gangbangers in a program. 2 weeks into this program, I'm taking a young man to 26 in California go to court case. And we're talking along the way, and he says to me, listen, I said, what's your case? It's a gun case. So he had got caught carrying a gun. He's going to the gun case. On the way there, I said, do you mind if I pray for you before you go? And I've only known this young man for two weeks. He said, no, pray for me. He gets out of the car. You know what he says to me? He says, Coach, I love you. So 2 weeks ago, yesterday, a car pulls up in front of our church. 2 young men get out, one with an automatic high-powered rifle, another with a handgun, right in front of our church, shoots and kills this young man. It's the most devastating thing that's ever happened to me in my life. This young man laying there. Now, our young men are not safe to come to our church. They're afraid to come to our church. Most of you here have no idea this happened. Do you know that not one of the news stories in Chicago, nobody had it on their 10 o'clock news. This happened at 2:45 in the afternoon, Wednesday, May 10th. And the Tribune or the Sun-Times, neither had an article about it. I don't know what's worse, a young man being shot and killed in front of a church, or a young man being shot in front of the church and nobody cares enough to report it. His life didn't matter. And we had the young boy's funeral. He was 19 years old, teenager. And 300 young gangbangers were at that funeral. And to greet every one of them and call as many of them by name as I knew, and to hug every one of them, and to listen to their pain and to listen to their sorrow. And they don't want to stay in this lifestyle. But they kind of wonder, like, where are we in our society? The fear is there, but also the insignificance of life.